Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fifth Line Podcast. This week we're running without Benny. He was actually down with Eric. I was supposed to be down there, but we had some unforeseen corona complications, so I could not go down. But
unfortunately,
that's all right. Next time.
We missed you, bud, but had some beers for you. That's for sure. And same with you, Nick. You're included in this too. Yeah.
So we're gonna start there. So Eric's graduating. I don't know if we've ever actually talked about it on the show. But you're in a graduate's program.
Yes. So yeah, I'll go into it. I'll go into it. I'm really excited to finally be done with school. I'm not getting a PhD. No one's convincing me to do that. So don't try in the comments. Not that you would. No way. I was thinking about it. I've been in school my entire life pretty much up until this point.
Basically.
And the weird gap year that I took in between being at Plattsburgh and Stony Brook. But for the viewers, yes, I did just get a master's degree in public health from Stony Brook University. So I'm a Stony Brook alumni. You guys guess what their logo is, their school mascot.
It's a creek. like a water. Like a body of water.
It's a Stony Brook.
Stony Brook. You got anything, Nick?
Is it a horse?
Badger. All right, badgers and horse.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
Oh man, this is tough. I don't know who would be closer. It's a sea wolf. They're called the Stony Brook Sea Wolves.
Is that a thing? Is that a real thing?
It's not. But that's what they're called.
Well, give me one moment here.
The Stony Brook Sea
Wolf. It's a thing. It's a thing.
It is a thing. Wow. Bad alumni. Sorry.
Wait.
Do you know your song?
Oh shit. That's not.
No.
That's just.
Yeah, the alma mater. Yeah.
These are all just photoshopped images.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's odd.
Yeah, right. But 2 years of school. It was really weird because it was a 2-year program, and I also had summer classes, so that's why it was 2 years. It was I started in 2020, and the only reason I'm graduating in 2022 is because I'm not doing a winter semester because I took summer classes. I guess if I didn't take summer classes, I would still be graduating this year, but in December, and that would just
that's
suck.
Lame. Yeah, that's lame.
Yeah, that's very lame. So the first year and a half of my program was on Zoom, which was crazy because of COVID. And I only really got to experience class this past year, like the end of 2021
and then into
2022.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm very thankful I got to experience that because I did actually make some friends, nice. which is super cool because you can on Zoom for group projects, but and it's not the same. Nah. It's not the same. And also I was one of the younger people in my cohort because everyone getting a master's is like in their 30s and working at a hospital. And then there's me. I'm like, hey, I get my master's so I can be done with school and then get a job.
Nice.
But yeah. So I'm very excited. It was a great weekend celebrating the graduation, and I want to give a quick shout out to my brother who doesn't watch this podcast, but he also graduated in December of 2021, and he is teaching chemistry now.
Very nice.
At a high school level, yes.
Oh,
so
dang.
Congrats to him as well. Yep, double graduation.
So that's gonna be weird because your brother's younger than you.
Yes.
So he's like he's gonna be like the young teacher.
Yes, the very young teacher.
Yeah.
And also he has to one up me. He's like, oh, get a job? Gonna do that before you. All right, buddy. All right.
That was months ago.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. Thanks,
right,
guys.
cool.
I appreciate you including that.
Congratulations.
Bring that up. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
Thanks.
So what do you think is on the horizon here?
So I do have to talk about a possible interview with the organization that I interned with. And that's really fun stuff, health policy analysis. So I'd be looking at Medicaid programs and evaluating them,
All right,
which
then.
is important, but yeah, kind of complex. There's a learning curve. There's a learning curve for me. I have the tools to do this, but I don't have the experience, and that is, it's the point of getting a master's degree, to prove that you have the tools to be able to do these things.
Okay. All right.
But that is on the horizon, and then literally just go through my resume, fine tune it, and keep applying. Just keep applying to places. So.
Yeah, that's the way it works. That's the way it works for sure. I got lucky with the few jobs I've gotten. I've had a lot of help.
Hey, I mean, listen, it's a little bit of luck, but it's also your work. You get to the job, and then you get the things done, and they're like, "Oh, you're good. We're gonna keep you around."
You gotta get the job done for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so Eric, we're gonna stay with you because obviously we talked about the Isles last week firing Barry Trotz. So Trotz out. They're like, oh, who are they gonna bring in? They're gonna bring in some hot shot, or like a Mike Babcock type, been out of the game for a little bit, but like a legendary coach. And then they gave us the answer.
And that answer is Lane Lambert, the assistant coach for the New York Islanders, and someone who's been with Barry Trotz for basically his entire career. Where to start on this? The big thing is Lou's wording, right, of a new voice in the room, and then it's just the assistant coach of Barry Trotz. So everyone's like, that doesn't make any sense. And to be fair, Lou did say maybe I didn't phrase that correctly, but I think there's something, and I wish I knew more about the dynamic between an assistant coach and a head coach in the NHL. I'll be honest, I don't. But what I do know is that I know it's someone who's used to Barry's system, but it is a new voice. It is kind of a new face in this role, but there's some familiarity, right, that allows players to feel comfortable. And so it could go one of two ways in my eyes. When I look at this, I think, okay, this is a guy who knows Barry's system, but maybe wanted to do some things differently, right, himself, but never had the power to do that. And now he does. And players know this guy. They like this guy. That's at least what all the sources are saying.
Yeah.
And so that's reassuring. But at the same time, if you look at the Islanders team, a very system-based team, it almost seemed to me they needed that, just like you said, get a hot shot in there, just reset the system, take those same players and give them that'd be interesting. Yeah, you just got let go from Vegas. Did that happen last week, or was that?
I don't think that had happened yet. I think that's new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pete DeBoer, he's out.
Yeah, Pete DeBoer, he's out with Vegas. But I'm okay with it right now, to be honest. When you mentioned Mike Babcock, I know he's a legendary coach, but the whole player relationship thing, I'm like, I don't think Mike Babcock and Matt Barzal would mesh very well. I just get this weird feeling about that. So
yeah, I know. That's very true.
Yeah, but I'm happy to see, again, all I've heard are good things about Lane Lambert. So I'm happy to see that he's getting a shot. I just don't really know what the Islanders' plan is, in the sense, are they going to give this guy some off-season acquisitions through trades? They've been linked to, this is a long shot, they've been linked to exploring Johnny Gaudreau, and I know Calgary's currently in the playoffs and could go really deep in the playoffs, and that matters. Philip Forsberg is another guy, and Kevin Fiala is another guy.
Kevin Fiala is definitely not sticking around in Minnesota.
No, so. He's the most realistic one.
Yeah.
And he's obviously what did he finish the season with? 80 something points, 90 points.
I honestly have no idea, but I know it was really good. And then he kind of shat the bed in the playoffs. But yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. I mean, he can go from Minnesota, where he's the only form of offense, to the Islanders, where he's also the only form of offense. But maybe they have more around him.
Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah, I'm okay with the Lane Lambert signing. I think with everything happening, it was one of the best options. That's how I feel.
Do you think he might break up the system a little bit?
Yes, I think he might, and I think the big thing is, how is he going to utilize some of the younger players who kind of got some games this season, right? What is he going to do with them? Because a big complaint with Barry Trotz was that he's not giving them enough time, or he's not giving them enough of a chance. Like Zdeno Chara could have a game where he turns the puck over 5 times. That's whatever. And then Oliver Wahlstrom makes one bad pass, and he's like, sit down, rest of the game. You're not going out there. And there's 2 schools of thought there. That's another thing. I don't want to get too into it, but some people are saying, oh, well, the younger players, maybe they just really aren't at that level yet. And then other people are saying, well,
how do you get them there?
Josh Bailey at that? Yeah, is Josh Bailey at that level? Don't you just want to like at least get someone some games? So I think that's the pivotal thing, right? Yeah, will Lane Lambert give those guys a shot, or will his system use them the right way? His new system that he's going to implement. I don't know the answer to that.
No one does.
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you guys? I just wanted to ask you guys real quick. Do you know anything about Lane Lambert, or did you just hear his name this week? Like, oh, okay, this is the Islanders guy now.
Well, the name to me sounds really familiar, but I know nothing. What about you, Nick?
I was surprised that they made a hiring already this quickly.
That is kind of surprising. You'd think Lou would want to hold it.
But to answer your question, no, I've never heard of his name.
Okay. The last important thing I wanted to add here. So first off, that proves the whole point. Like, new voice, like literally no one's heard of this guy before. So I will give the new voice thing a benefit of the doubt. I will.
New voice, but promote an assistant who has worked the system.
Yes.
It's new.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Something that's important, and this is all speculation based, but this is hockey, or this is Islanders Twitter specifically. A lot of people said Barry Trotz's contract was expiring with the Islanders, and I think Detroit might have been offering Lane Lambert or wanting to interview Lane Lambert for a coaching job, and because Lou didn't want that to happen, to speed up that process, he talked again, right? When Barry got fired, Lou said this was just between me and him. So maybe Barry was like, oh, okay, I get it. If you have to fire me, but my buddy Lane gets the shot, I love that for him because it works out for him and it works out for me because I wanted to move on to a different organization anyway. And that makes sense. It's all speculation. I don't know if it's true.
Speaking of the next organization that he's going to move on to.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Maybe.
All right.
I will tell you guys this. He interviewed with the Flyers already.
Oh,
Barry Trotz interviewed with the Flyers, and I really hope he doesn't go there for 2 reasons. One, the Flyers are a division rival. Screw that. That would not be fun. And 2, just for his mental health.
Yeah.
Jeez, the Flyers are pretty rough, dude. I don't know. Even Barry Trotz. Yeah, I don't even know if he's the answer there.
The answer there is a new GM, but
yeah.
But what do you got for us, Nick? You really think?
Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
So actually,
maybe.
So interesting. Bring it in.
No, go ahead. I don't want to. You have.
I was gonna say interesting thing. So Rick Bowness was let go as head coach of the Dallas Stars, which we kind of thought was happening this season. He was let go though. Like they parted ways, but Dallas didn't fire him. So it was like a mutual.
It was a mutual split.
So that's like,
except for the fact that Dallas fired all of the assistants. So I think it was like, we're gonna let you walk. I think it was like, we're gonna let you walk away on your own terms, and then we're gonna fire everybody else.
But all your assistants, their asses are grass.
Wait, every single assistant coach?
I don't know if it was every assistant, but at least 3 of them.
That's
got fired.
Damn.
That's crazy.
All right then. So the interesting thing is actually pertains to this show. We talked about his hiring on this show. I'm pretty sure.
We did.
I'm pretty sure right towards the beginning. Like 2 years ago or whenever that was.
We did?
I think we did. I remember talking about something with Rick Bowness. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so Ryan texted me and was like, some good news or some good conversation for the Fifth Line podcast. We'll talk about the fire of Rick Bowness, which, I think that was a weird situation because Dallas had an off year with a lot of goalie injury that obviously was going to play into how they were going to play throughout the year.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I saw was it was a side-by-side picture of Ottinger and Jamie Benn, and it was like playoff performance, and it showed Ottinger's save percentage, and it was like a 0.9 something.
It was
very high.
Fucking insane is what it was, yeah.
And then it showed Jamie Benn's point totals, which was 2.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, of course, like, the reason they lost is that their big anchor contracts didn't perform. Like, if your so-called best player is only getting you 2 points in a playoff series, then you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ben and Sagan.
That's why I was like, that's why I'm like, okay, they're going to bring in, like, well, I thought it was weird that they fired him so quickly when I think they just had an off year, like a lot of unfortunate circumstance. And then, okay, you're out. And now they're going to bring in a brand new guy with an aging roster that you can't really move because three of your highest paid offensive weapons are like $7+ million. So what are you going to do with them?
Yeah. Dallas strikes me as the kind of team that might be starting to go for honestly a Canadians style of play where they're gonna just hope that Jake Ottinger is absolutely insane and hope that their team can score a couple goals. Like I don't know, because I mean Rick Bowness, there was some stuff going on throughout the year where like they're like the way he would talk about things in press conferences where you just knew something was off. But going forward, what route do you think they take from here?
I just was looking it up before we got on.
Yeah.
And it said that, give me a second, find it again.
Do you think they go for the Barry Trotz style? Because they already kind of play that way anyway.
I already saw something. Who the hell was it?
Or do they go for the Mike Babcock so that he can?
They were talking about like the Spitfires coach.
The Windsor, is it Windsor Spitfires? Yeah. Is it? Oh, yeah. Eric's enjoying a nice chicken salad sandwich on a bagel.
All the viewers, yeah, I'm demolishing this sandwich because I just had a roller hockey.
For those
game.
of you listening and not watching,
yeah.
So they say that the Spitfires coach is on their radar, but Brian also texted me and said something about he wouldn't be surprised if you see, like, I guess Steve Ott is coaching. Is it, I think, an assistant with the Blues.
Steve Ott's an assistant, yeah, with the Blues.
Oh,
that is correct.
And Madonna is an office guy for one of the teams out there too.
Bring him back.
He's like he wouldn't be surprised if he sees an old player come back and be coach, which I mean it's not always a bad thing. And
bring Madonna
back. St.
back.
Louis doing it.
Yeah, and
St. Louis can do it. Madonna can do it. So.
Dude, how sick would that be if Madonna and Babcock had to like be in the same like organization together after Babcock sat him for that? What was it, the 1500th game or whatever?
Dude, Madonna comes back and then does a 1-day contract and plays and gets his 1500th game. Come on, do it. And he scores a goal as well, because why not?
It's a player coach.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Rick Bowness started. He started as a player coach in like one of the lower leagues.
That's Nick. You made some really good points that I didn't think about there. Yeah, like Dallas did have a lot of like crap happen to them this year.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think
I said it last week. Otter was the fourth in line goalie,
and he just happened to be a beast,
right behind Ben and Holtby.
Yeah, I forgot they had a Holtby.
Oh yeah,
Ben, Holtby, Kadobin, and Otter.
That's so funny.
If you're really ending up with your fourth string goalie by the end of the season, you obviously had a bunch of shit happen to you that shouldn't have happened.
Dude, their season could have been so much worse if they weren't rich with goaltending.
Right.
Think about that. Like,
absolutely.
You lose 3 goalies.
Andre didn't play that good earlier on in the season.
No, he came alive in
that
series. Yeah.
But
I think
I was just surprised to see that firing the hiring for the Islanders that quickly, and Vegas dumped their guy too,
Yep.
which seemed like a fast decision. They only gave them a couple seasons, and they just barely missed the playoffs. Having again, like I just said, it's the same conversation. You're
insane
screwed over
injuries.
by injuries and unfortunate situations with your goaltending. I mean, Leonard doesn't go out the last 2 weeks of the season, they probably make the playoffs.
And if we can be honest here, the Vegas not making the playoffs is 100% front office, GM, owner, whatever. It's not the coach. It's not even close to the coach. It's them like dumping players and bringing in new players and getting rid of Fleury because sure. Like I like why?
Yeah, I agree. I think, and then it's one of those things.
Leonard had a long year of injuries anyway, so like the fact that they didn't go get somebody to like, okay, you're gonna be my backup because my starter is unreliable right now.
Yeah, they went with the Thompson guy, young Thompson guy.
Well, Logan Thompson played okay. I mean, again, like you said, like the guys playing in front of him just could never help him out it's one of those things, right? They just could never get a goal when they needed a goal, and that was their offense was depleted with injuries. Jack Eichel was playing with a broken thumb for the last 9 games of the season.
Was he really? My God, that poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that poor guy, but he's being paid $10 million to have a broken thumb.
You can say what you you can say what you want, but I know Vegas got rid of Gerard Gallant after 1 year, after he got them to the Cup Finals against Washington, and then they brought in Pete DeBoer, right? And he's been with them 4 years then?
3,
been
around
for 5.
Was it after? Did they really get rid of Gerard Gallant after 1 year where they got to the Stanley Cup Final?
They dumped. Yeah.
Oh,
they
that's
dumped
dumb,
him.
man. That is dumb.
Didn't they come in 18? I think he was there for 3.
DeBoer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it doesn't surprise me that if Vegas sees a coach, right, get them to the playoffs, but they don't win the cup, it's like, oh, okay, let's just get a new voice in the room. I don't think they really treat it as like, oh, they're blaming DeBoer. I could just see them we don't want to change our core of players. We believe in that, shiny new toys, but we'll
right. What core? Their core is ever changing.
But and this happened. They did get rid of DeBoer after Barry Trotz was fired, right? So I wonder if it's Vegas just being like, oh,
they saw another shiny toy.
Got fired. Shiny new toy. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think like Trotz and then Vegas
that doesn't go together.
Really make sense. Yeah, it's just to me. Who knows? The hockey's weird, but that's all I have to say on that.
Vegas is supposed to be, at least to me, Vegas is like they're like the show on ice. That's where you go to see high flying action, like awesome goals and sweet saves and all that kind of stuff. Barry Trotz style games are not exciting to watch.
No.
So I don't see that being the way that Vegas would want to go. But
Barry Trotz playoff games are very exciting to watch.
You go. Yeah. Because they're winning, baby.
Like 75% of the time. They're like, there's some action happening. But regular season Barry Trotz is just crank out those 1-goal wins.
Crank them out.
Yeah, they get it done though.
Well, let's say we get into the playoffs a little bit here, gentlemen.
Oh yes.
We've whittled it down from 16 to 8. I think last week there was a couple game 7s.
Yes.
That had yet to happen.
I think directly after last week's episode, I went downstairs to watch the Rangers win.
Yep. In OT. Oh, that was
overtime.
In MSG. That would have been sweet to be there.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys watch John Boy at all. I know Nick does every now and then.
Yes, I know John Boy.
Yeah.
I know John Boy.
So they went to that game. Him and a couple of the guys from the Talkin Baseball podcast that they do.
That's cool.
And he like vlogged it and put up like a vlog of the trip, like going there and stuff. And it was fucking sweet. And he actually was recording when Panarin scored that OT goal.
Wow.
So I saw it happening because I saw the replay of that goal like a couple times. And I was like, oh, there he's skating up. Oh, there it is. It's coming. And then I saw it and I was like, and everybody goes nuts.
Remember last week we were just talking about how Panarin and Zibanejad basically were shit in bed.
Yeah, and then they just get it done.
Yeah, dude, that's what we do. We talk about people sucking, and then they stop sucking.
I know we're kind of going out of order, but I want to talk about that Pittsburgh Rangers series
No, that's
because
fine. No order here.
I know. All right, I know you can. All right, when any hockey fan can nitpick, the whole Crosby got injured, that's why we couldn't get it done. And I get it. He was dominant in that series. I totally. Pittsburgh probably could have won if Crosby was there. Sure, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But Tristan Jarry, they bring him in for Game 7, and apparently he had a broken foot. So I was like, so you're telling me Mike Sullivan has a goalie in Louis Domingue who's played okay. I know he let in that one bad goal that gave the Rangers the Game 5 win, but and then you're going to bring a guy in on a broken foot because he wants to play hard for Game 7? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I question that.
Yeah. That's psychotic to me. That just doesn't make sense.
Because it depends on the foot, on like where the break is, but that kind of thing can end like your career if you mess with a broken, like any broken thing, if you do something bad to it, especially a foot. But yeah, no, that I was like, really? That's come on, you're gonna disrespect my boy Domingue.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's full of disrespect right now.
Are they? Wait.
So did you hear about who's their defenseman?
Letang?
Yeah, so Letang and Malkin are on expiring contracts. And I think Ben sent it to us on Twitter. Something about how they offered them like each $5 million per year contracts. And Crosby spoke out and was like, that's disrespect. Or didn't say it like that, but was basically calling bullshit on the organization for doing that. Meanwhile, like yesterday, they extend Rust for a monster deal.
Okay, so here's
talk about that.
So here's the thing. I saw that. That's a deal. Because when the thing that Ben sent, that it was like, or was it Ben that sent it?
Yeah, Ben sent it. He showed me last night. At the party.
That the comparable contracts. Wow, what a deal! Like Blake Coleman is comparable. I love Blake Coleman, obviously, but Brian Rust puts up points, like major points, that Blake Coleman does not. And the fact that they have similar contracts is what a fucking deal.
So we were talking about that. Any other team, that contract would be a bad contract towards the end, but because it's Pittsburgh, he's going to be 36 and he's still going to be putting up points.
He'll be
somehow.
sniping it, yeah.
Because Pittsburgh, because it's just
True that.
It's stupid.
It depends if Crosby's still there, 40-year-old Crosby.
Yes. But I guess Nick, your boys in blue, the blue shirts, they get it done. They get it done in Game 7, and that brings them to playing Carolina, which
they're at 2-1 right now. They won today.
They did.
Yep. Carolina has yet to win an away game in the playoffs.
An away game, yes. Also, Ben and I watched the end of that Game 2, and my God, that was the most boring. It just block shots.
Oh man,
shots.
Oh man, don't watch the Lightning series.
I'm like, the Lightning series. That's entertaining.
We'll get to that.
Because the reason I reacted the way I did is because of what's happening in that series right now.
All right. We'll get to that in a sec. I mean, I don't know if you guys have any the Carolina Rangers series. I could see Carolina taking it maybe in 6 or 7, but I think it's going to go down to the wire. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, I personally am surprised it's as close as it is. I thought Carolina, they kind of, especially at home, they just dismantled Boston. I mean, it was like a lot of those games were not close.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rangers come out here and play them tight in all of the games that have happened, except for today was 5-3, so there was probably like 4-3 with an empty netter or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wasn't it 3-1 today? I thought it was 3-1.
Was it 3-1? Whatever it was.
But yeah, two goal difference.
About 2 goals.
Empty net. Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, we'll see. I got Carolina winning the cup, so they got to do it.
Oh,
you got to take an away game, please.
Yeah.
And don't lose a home game.
I want to move. I think Battle of Alberta, we'll save that for last. I want to move to Florida, Tampa. I haven't really been
series.
I haven't been watching. Yeah, Nick, go.
Oh yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
No, I was just saying, I was walking out of work this week with somebody and was like, we're talking about Tampa and Florida, et cetera, just hockey in general. And I was like, I don't know why I have this feeling, but fuck, Tampa's going to do it again. It's like, I knew if they got out of the first round, they were going to do it again. And my God, they're just stepping on Florida.
All right,
Florida team right now.
So you've not watched any, Nick, right?
No.
Eric, have you seen any?
I literally was walking into my living room, and then I saw Kucherov dismantle Aaron Ekblad. I was just like, oh my
yeah.
God, that was insane. And that's
nice.
Pretty much all I've seen of this. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, so a few things. Toronto, my God. I don't know if it was the way Toronto played. I don't know if Tampa was just off.
Toronto's a hell of a team.
Toronto's a very good team. But the Tampa Bay that I'm seeing play right now against the Panthers is not the same team that played against Toronto.
Nope.
And I think that's because Toronto's a better playoff team than Florida. I hate to say it. It kind of sucks for Toronto fans because
say it, dude.
If they had won that Game 6 or Game 7, they probably would be up pretty nicely on the Panthers as well.
Mike, you are the one Tampa fan. You sung Florida's praises all year. Seriously, you did.
So I knew Florida was going to be good because I watched them in last year. They smoked everybody, and then they brought the Lightning to 6 games, and then they went out and they got better for this year. So I was like, I thought they were going to do more.
It's a classic President's Trophy curse.
It is a classic President's Trophy curse.
Listen, I'll tell you, I think the biggest thing, not that I can speak to the series at all, but just looking at it from a high level, I don't think Huberdeau's done a ton.
Nope.
And Barkov hasn't done shit.
Nope.
So if your 2 top players aren't doing anything, you're relying on Reinhart and Duclair, who should not be the people who you're relying on to be your offense. Because that's basically where it's coming from. You're in a bad spot.
Not only that, but you're also playing the reigning back-to-back defending cup champs, who, oh dear, they've hit the stride. This is and they've hit the stride without Point. So man,
he's still out. What's the no timetable still, right, Mike? I know I feel like I asked you that last week. Okay,
not one that I know of, but if they can get Point back, but I don't know what's wrong. We might not see him for the rest of the playoffs, however long that is. But no, everybody's contributing, and let me tell you, they get a couple goals up on you, and they go straight into the classic 1-3-1. So they have one dude.
Up the neutral zone.
Oh, the Panthers can't do anything, man. I love watching it, obviously, but they can't do anything. And then when they get inside, it's Vasilevsky.
Yep.
There
you go.
He just needed a series to get warmed up, and he's back to his former self, clearly.
So a couple things. One, Ryan McDonough. I don't know if it's all time. I don't think it's all time, but I think it's at least current players leading shot blocker in the playoffs. All of NHL. It might be all time, to be honest, but
the one guy you were shitting on that series.
Dude, Ryan McDonough was part of the John Tortorella era Rangers.
Yes,
that's all they freaking did. They just blocked shots.
That's where he learned it. So there's that. Perry's got 3 goals. Kucherov, this game 6 and 7 against Toronto, he had the flu. It's come out that he had the flu. He was throwing up and stuff beforehand. So he's kicked that and is now back doing his thing. And then one more thing. So the last 3 games against Florida, Tampa's up 3-0. They've been held to 1 goal each game. That only happened 3 times in the entire 82 game regular season, and the Lightning just did it 3 times in a row in the playoffs.
My God! So
the Lightning they're built for it.
They have a commanding lead, 3-0.
They just got to win one of the next 4.
Yeah, I mean,
so hopefully they do it. It'd be really embarrassing.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to jinx it, but man,
no jinxing.
If they fuck this one up,
No, listen. I'm gonna say yikes. It's probably see you later for it. I'm gonna knock on this wooden desk, Mike. So I'm not jinxing it.
Thank you.
I'm not jinxing it. All right.
Yeah, that's.
And the last series to talk about is the one I was clearly wrong on.
We had a couple more.
Oh yeah, we do have 2 more.
Okay, yeah, 2 more.
2 West series. Do we want to do
Let's,
Colorado?
Yeah.
That one I'm surprised about.
I am too.
I haven't watched much of this round, so excuse my ignorance. But it's closer than I expected.
Yeah, same.
Really?
After last night, I think it's going to change. Depending on what happens with Bennington, he's really hurt.
Very true. Did you guys see that? Did you guys happen to see that play?
Yes, I did happen to see that play. It looked kind of incidental to me.
It's always suspect with Kadri.
Yeah, that's fair.
A little bit.
But I don't think. I mean, watch it, and it's hard to say that he's doing it on purpose. Plus, isn't Parayko right there with him too going in? So it's like, I'm pretty sure Parayko went in first.
Yeah, he did. If you watch it, it's like it's hard to see. Like you're watching it, and you're like, well, what else could he have done differently, other than just not do his job and not go for the puck?
Yeah,
like he's gonna go for the puck,
right.
And it just.
And if you watch the press conference afterwards, he's basically saying, I'm just going after the loose puck, and I think it's just, bad timing. Obviously.
It's the same thing as the Blues player who. Did you hear about Sam Girard, guys? So Sam Girard has Avalanche defenseman Sam Girard has a broken sternum, and when you look at the hit, it's not a dirty hit. He doesn't get. It's
a fine hit.
It's just he goes in awkwardly. Like that Blues player is not dirty. He's just finishing his check. That's perfectly fine. It's just I felt bad for Girard. I know he's on the smaller side. Like I get it, but
he is a little bit smaller.
Just the way he was turning into the that did not look good. Did not look good. But that's interesting that you guys think it's closer than expected, because I feel like the Avalanche are a team they fire on all cylinders, but they got to lose 1 or 2, somewhere. And the Blues are definitely, I don't know, they strike me as a playoff built team. How they can roll, like they're a team that scores line by line. They don't just have it's not like Boston with like one big all-star line or something like that. And no disrespect to Boston's depth. They had some depth. But I don't know, the Blues are physical. Like Craig Berube's their coach. They're going to finish their checks. And if you're going to slow Colorado down, you got to be physical. They literally, I mean,
that's what we were talking about last week.
Last week, yeah. So I think the Blues, it wouldn't surprise me if they can eke out like 2 or even, I don't know if I should say 3.
Think they'll bring it to 7?
Maybe not 7. So I might have, like Nick said before, I think I might have considered saying that, but now that Bennington is injured, that's tough because he really was on a hot streak, took over the crease. Husso can play well, maybe.
Absolutely.
But
I don't know if Bennington is hurt though, because I know
he is.
He's out for the rest of the series. They said.
Okay, because I know after the game he threw a water bottle at Kadri at the press conference.
Allegedly.
Potentially. Allegedly. So I was like, is he really that hurt if he's walking around throwing bottles at people?
Listen, the rage in him from being hurt gave him the strength to throw that water bottle.
I love Kadri's composure. He's like,
I think he just threw a water bottle at me.
I think he just threw a water bottle at me.
Yeah, and he just keeps answering the question.
That proves right there that it wasn't Kadri intentionally hurting him, because he's a different person now. He would have, if that was 5 years ago, Kadri
would have shoved the water bottle up his ass.
Yeah, and I guess the Players Association, or not, I don't know, the PA.
Yeah.
And the league are looking into that situation, but basically the article that I read earlier said that they're not going to discipline Kadri at all for the hit or whatever.
There won't be any supplementary.
But they could be disciplining Bennington for the bottle.
That would be the ultimate troll.
Honestly, because it's Jordan Bennington, that'd be hilarious.
Honestly, he needs to fine. Was he ever fined for the stick swinging and fake punching?
Probably not.
He needs a fine. Listen.
Yeah, give him a fine.
Stop throwing hissy fits on the ice. Yeah, I'm surprised it's this close. Although I will say when I've tuned in, when Colorado gets going, oh dear,
Terrifying.
It's not super close looking when they get going.
No.
Which makes me think that this series might be over in the next 3 games.
It's kind of back to the Sutter comment that he had. He was like, if you're a wild card team, you're wasting your time. Well, I think regardless of the team, you're wasting your time against them right now.
Yeah,
so.
it's gonna be interesting.
Hard to say. I mean, that team's good, so
Oh, St. Louis can absolutely do it.
Not going to count them out, but
absolutely.
I think they're outnumbered. They're out. They're
a bit outgunned.
They're outgunned, but now with Girard being out, like Girard's been the anchor back in for Colorado for a long time.
He's their stay-at-home guy, right?
Yeah, so it's like you're gonna have to see a guy like Devin Taves step up and be like
Jack Johnson.
Okay. Or Jack Johnson.
Rip.
Get him out there.
Funny, guys, you know what's funny about Sam Girard? On Avs Twitter, a lot of people are kind of hard on Sam Girard.
Really?
Yep, which is interesting. I'm like,
Interesting. Is it because they hate short people?
Maybe. I find it interesting when I'm like, hey guys, I cheer for a team where the Zdeno Chara is in the top 4 D-men. So I don't think you should complain about Sam Girard.
True that.
So,
all right, well, you guys want to go to the most exciting series so
far? Oh my god!
You mean the goalie list series?
I do. I'm pretty sure.
Let me just start this with.
They got the cardboard cutouts in the net.
I don't want to take too much time because I've talked a bit, but right now, I want you guys to guess what the shot diff is between these two teams without looking at it.
Calgary is a high. Oh, is it happening right now?
The game? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, see, Calgary is a high shot team, so I want to put them ahead. I'm gonna say they have 21 shots, which is fucking a lot for one period. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say Edmonton's got. Well, I'm gonna say Edmonton's got like 16, 21 to 16. Calgary.
Eric.
Edmonton's at home. I'm gonna say they just go crazy. Cody Cece's firing them from every angle.
I forgot there.
I'm gonna say Edmonton is 17. Calgary is 10.
No.
Well, give us the real answer.
Edmonton has. Sorry. Yes, Edmonton has 20.
Oh.
Calgary has 7.
Oh dear!
Oh my god! So I got the way right.
You did.
They're getting handled right
now.
Wow. Granted, it's 0-0 still.
So Markstrom's doing his thing. Markstrom's doing his thing.
Yeah, Nick, say it again. Say goalie-less series again. Markstrom can hear you.
Yeah.
No, you're right though. It's pretty crazy.
Game 2 wasn't as bad, but man, Game 1, the football scores from Game 1, I was like,
so it started with fucking Mike Smith, man, and I love Mike Smith because he was an old Bolt. But Mike Smith goes and lets in 2 goals in the first 51 seconds of the game. Like Jesus H.
They had each of the teams had 40 shots on Game 2 as well. It's 40-40. But
high volume.
Let's go back to Game 1 and how Calgary almost freaking choked that one.
Yeah, that's concerning. Actually, it's concerning and it's not concerning because you've got to assume Markstrom's gonna not do that. Like, what he let in like 6 goals on like 20 shots. Like that's not gonna happen every night. And the Oilers have a pretty high octane offense, from like one guy, but Markstrom's not gonna do that every time. But yeah, you definitely want to see your team able to like lock it down. Because they were up like 5-1, 6-2, I think, separate times.
Yeah, 5-1 and then 6-2, and then Edmonton brought it to 6-6, and then Calgary took it over. Yeah.
If you're up 6-2 in the playoffs, you gotta lock it down. You can't let them come back there. Like Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Like you can give up a couple, but Christ, you're gonna give up 4?
Yeah.
You guys are both totally right about this, but I will say Battle of Alberta, the mental momentum swings mean so much more, I think, in this series compared when I watch other series. It's like noticeably different. And I don't know. Edmonton, right, going into the play. Remember how you were talking about how Dallas never, Nick, you were talking about Dallas never stirred up the goaltending situation, and then they lucked out because they're like, oh, hey, Ottinger's pretty good. He proved it in the playoffs. Like, Edmonton, I know Markstrom, Calgary went out of their way to get Markstrom, and he's supposed to be, like, the guy. And I guess in this game so far, he's the guy. But, like, Edmonton just didn't do that. They just were like, we're just going to go into the playoffs as we are. So it wouldn't surprise me that if Edmonton's going to win series, they know offensively, just throw everything, like defensemen, pinch, guys shoot from everywhere. Just that's how you're going to win games.
So you think Edmonton's just going for the just outscore? Yeah, because like what other option do they have the way Mike Smith has played? And Mikko Koskinen actually played okay-ish. He let in more goals.
He did.
Wait, in the first because there was a lot of bad goals too from him as well.
Smith let in 3, and then he let in 6. But apparently, he looked better than Smith did. But I
don't know how you can. I don't know how you can look good when you're letting in 6 goals.
I'm going to, but in terms of Edmonton, I'm gonna say read the tweet that everyone's been tweeting about on hockey Twitter. Right, in 2016, Sidney Crosby won the Conn Smythe with 6 goals. 19 points in 24 games. Connor McDavid currently has 6 goals and 20 points in 9 games, in 9 playoff games.
Wow. So you get
9 games. Well.
You gotta like him for Conn Smythe if they get there, even if they lose.
Watching Connor McDavid when I woke up the other day to the highlights of Edmonton winning. Oh my God, is this series 1-1?
Series is 1-1. Yeah.
Right. When Edmonton won Game 2, the highlights of McDavid, my goodness. He just fakes off a Zadorov hit. Zadorov's massive because his edges are so good. Fakes it off, takes the puck, goes to the net, quick little move, tucks it on. He looks, it's easy.
He can take it.
He makes hockey look easy.
He can take over a game like nothing we've ever seen.
Yeah. And like this is all that frustration over the past few years. He's like
channeling
McDavid's year. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah,
absolutely wild.
I'm still hoping for Calgary because I want my bracket to be right, but I also am like whatever, whoever wins, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the question, right, Nick? I want to start. Who do you think takes the series, or is it too hard to tell?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as Mike, where I want Calgary to win just for my bracket. But I'm also thinking so Markstrom let in 6 goals in Game 1, let in 5 goals in Game 2. Is obviously playing way better this game.
Mm-hmm.
But are we in a situation with him where he's like
choking?
Overplayed regular season burnout style, kind of like the conversation was around Bassey in the first round. Like, is he at that point? I don't know. It's hard to say.
That's a good question.
I think if I'm going to pick who's going to win the series, I think it's going to be Calgary just because of Brady in the stand. Captain Brady.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk to you guys about that. What do you think about Daddy Tkachuk not throwing his hat on the ice?
Nick, you got to fill us in on this. This is some Ottawa Senators.
I don't know anything about it.
So Matthew Tkachuk scores a hat trick in that barn burner of a Game 1. And his dad, Keith Tkachuk, has a hat and is like, no, this is my favorite hat. I'm not throwing it on the ice. What do you guys think about that?
I don't blame him because hats are expensive. And I have my favorites as well. And if I lost a favorite, I'd be kind of bummed.
So I agree with the favorite because I'm a hat collector. I've got like fucking 50 hats or something here. And they're like all here. And yeah. So like I agree with that. Like if I wore like my Bolts hat that I wear every time they play, no fucking way am I throwing that on the ice.
Yeah.
Or like if I walked into Canadian Tire Center and like Norris scores a hattie and I'm there, no way is this hat getting chucked on the ice. It's not going to happen.
No. The money thing doesn't matter to Keith Tkachuk. He's Keith Tkachuk. But yeah. No, I agree. If it's a hat that I like, I'm not throwing it. So maybe in the future, I'll wear a hat I don't care about if I go to a game.
So Mike, did you see the SDPN debate on this?
Yeah, and I think
you did.
I did.
Steve was crazy about you chuck that thing wherever you are, and I'm in Jesse's boat. Jesse's like, no, it's what what if you get an edition of a hat like this North Face hat, let's say, and I'm
Yeah.
like, they're not going to make this colorway anymore. They're not going to. I don't want to throw
Or
it.
this.
I want to throw it. Yeah, look at that.
That's not going to
You
be
know?
coming back anytime
I'm
soon.
gonna throw it. Also, like, all right, if I'm in the bleeders, I'm not gonna throw a hat. No, why would I do that?
Yeah, it'll
That
just
makes
hit
no
the
sense.
people down in
Yeah,
the
like
bowl.
what? Yeah, that's makes no sense.
True,
makes no
dude.
sense. So I don't know. Maybe if I was in the heat of the moment at a game, I think that's what it depends on. In the
Of
heat.
the moment.
You know what I do if I'm Keith Kitchuk and my son scores a hattie, I say, you know what, son, after the game, here's my hat. Hang it up.
Just
Hang it
peg it at him outside the locker room.
Just give it to him and let him keep it as like
How's that for you?
a father son like memento.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
would
let
go.
him hang it up in a trophy case and be like, that's my dad's hat from my hattie playoff game.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I like that. Nick.
Because
Yeah,
otherwise you don't know where the hat's going. Because what do? I think they donate them sometimes, or like they sell them and then they take that and do it to like charity or something. I don't know. I feel like
That's
I've seen
cool.
that too, but
That's cool.
yeah, that's not a bad idea, Nick. I'd probably buy a hat. I'd literally just go to the shop and buy a new hat that he could just get for free and then give it to him. All right, so one last thing before we wrap up this episode. Eric, you had a roller game. Oh, never mind.
I did.
Wait.
I wanted to ask Eric. He asked us what our thoughts were on the series. We didn't really answer the
yeah.
question.
Oh, that's
I did.
right. That's right.
You didn't. And Eric, I want to know your thoughts.
Okay, so you said Calgary. I think we're all going to be in the same boat. Are we all saying Calgary because of our brackets and because it would be fun? Calgary's a fun team.
I just
I'm
think
saying Calgary.
I agree, and I also think because despite the fact that they didn't show out the first two games, I think they're more playoff built.
Yeah,
I think they can lock it down. They just haven't fucking done it yet. They need to get their head out of their ass.
that's fair. Another thing, we're all in the same boat, right? If the Oilers and McDavid move on, it's like more playoff Connor McDavid. Sure.
Oh
I'm fine
yeah,
with that.
I'll be totally
Yeah.
hyped with that.
I'm with that. Cool.
I want to
There it
see
is.
what I sort of want to see what happens if he gets into a Stanley Cup final.
That'd be nuts.
Like, what does he
That
turn
would
into
be
then?
Yeah.
Mick Jesus.
Yeah, you watch out.
Mick
No, it's straight up just McGod at that point.
This is one fucked up McDonald's menu we're listing off here without context.
This is the religious McDonald's.
Yeah.
All right, so
As we speak, Oilers are up 1-0.
oh man,
Oh,
this is looking bad for us.
we jinxed it.
Are we done in the playoffs then?
Yes.
All right. So Rick had a little roller game tonight, and I know that you
did.
guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are undefeated this season, right?
So far, I think we are.
Yeah, I remember it because I always get the Instagram posts, and I haven't seen any that were losses yet. So
No.
You had a big win last week, didn't you? Like 5-0 or something like that?
Yes, but I will say this: we don't post Instagram posts when we lose, which is kind of like, come on, own the loss.
How
Own
will
the
I know?
loss, boys.
How am I gonna
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
I need to
but
know.
we have not lost. Also, this is the championship shirt.
Hey,
Winning the chip. This is it. Let me see if I can stand up. You guys can
Skate
see it.
Safe America. There it is.
And then look, it's this, and then it's just in a really crappy font on the back. Just says chappy.
No way. That's
That's
the
what they give you.
classic. That's the classic
That
youth
is-
soccer font.
Yeah.
That is the classic championship font on the back because I won a basketball tournament one time with the exact same,
Yeah,
There you go.
font.
yeah.
There you go.
What you do?
But the material of the shirt is very nice. I will give them that.
Is it like a tri-blend action?
Yes, tri-blend, stretch, athletic fit, light. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Yeah.
Dude, I love those kind of shirts. So what happened tonight? Did you get a goal, assist, anything like that?
I did not know. I didn't get a goal. We won 5-1, but I didn't get a goal. Just I'm the stay-at-home defenseman. Roller hockey offenses. All right. When summer league starts at this place, you guys have never been to this place. It's this giant. It looks like an old like airplane hangars. How they're like giant rectangles with pretty like not high roofs, pretty like
Yeah.
low sloped roofs, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that with just zero AC,
Oh no.
just in the middle of the summer,
Oh no.
and it's just terrible. If you're a goalie and you don't bring more than 3 water bottles, you might pass out during the game.
Jeez,
It's not even a joke. It's terrible.
Dang.
It's absolutely terrible. So I was feeling it tonight. And obviously, as you guys know from playing hockey, when you're tired, the decision making is much harder.
That is very true.
But I didn't. I think I might have had 1 or 2 assists. But all I literally stop people from getting shots, steal the puck from them, pass it up, let the forwards do their thing. Sure.
That is Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, that's
championship
what I'm
hockey
trying to
right there.
Yeah. I'll be Mr. Reliable. I'm fine.
Sounds like what your boy Chernak.
Oh, Chernak.
Yeah.
What a guy. He scored today as well. Oh, and what a shot that was. Ooh.
Dude, Eric. We're both Eric. There we go.
Dude,
That's my guy. That's my guy.
That guy.
Eric Chernak. Yeah.
What a fucking guy.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about rollers. It was, you know. You know what?
Did Sonny Milano get out and play with you guys?
No.
Yeah, he's not playing right now.
No, he didn't. But you know what was funny about today's game though? So I just had my graduation party yesterday, and the team we played today, they all get on the ice and they all have freaking Stony Brook helmets. And I'm like, are we about to play Stony Brook's like roller hockey team? Were you about to get destroyed right now? But I guess they were the roller hockey alumni because they were kind of tired.
Okay. They were a little older.
Yeah.
They were a little tired and seasoned.
Yeah, they did. Well, they had it was weird. They had good individual players with skills, but obviously it's very different, right? When you're meshing as a team, they have the same play in roller hockey. A lot of offense comes from your defense in the sense you're dropping it back. You know, power plays in the NHL, they drop it back and then someone gains speed. That's roller hockey. Yeah, that's a lot of roller hockey.
Can I just say, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm going to have to, this is going to be a little bit longer. I hate that. I hate that with a burning passion. That drop back thing, all it does is give the defense, the penalty killing team, more time to set up and make a wall at the blue line, which is what happens. You've got speed, get in there.
I will say, as someone who's watched the Islanders, when you have Matt Barzal, though, he finds the holes in that wall at the blue line.
Well, that's what you got to do.
But that's the only time it works, when you have a player like a McDavid, a Barzal. But yeah, every team cannot do that. In roller hockey, it works because we have my friend Matt.
There you go.
Who that's what he does. We just give him, and he's just weaves through everyone. He's in the zone, then we set up.
I mean, that's what Tampa does, and they usually it's Point who makes his entrance into the zone.
There you go. That makes perfect sense.
I don't know why I guess he skates back to get more speed, but I don't know. It just feels like you're wasting time.
Yeah, if you gain speed, you are it's a trade-off. You're wasting a little bit of time to get a good, solid setup in the zone, right?
I see.
And when you gain speed, 2 things could happen. 1, you get in clean, right? And then, you set up. 2, you're going with such speed that you draw a penalty because someone has to take a penalty to keep up with you.
Yeah.
Or then 3, if your assignments are missed, you turn the puck over at the blue line and everyone else is pushing forwards, and then it's a breakaway the other way, and that's when it looks that's when it's frustrating because it's like, what? But it's fun. It's fun because it's like all in, right? You know,
true.
Trying to win the game. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? You want to wrap it up?
I think
So throughout the week this week, we're going to have a potential of a couple series. Tampa series likely wrapping up.
Good. No,
Tampa series could be done this week.
I don't think you're going to see the others.
It's going to be close.
It'll be close. I actually haven't even looked to see when the games are.
We also have Memorial Day coming up next week.
We do indeed have Memorial Day, so that's exciting.
So let me just never mind. I was just gonna say, so for next week I may be not on. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I'll have to. I will be on because Aaron's gonna come back Sunday. So yes.
All right. Well, that's excellent. We will have Nick next week. Booyah.
Let's go.
we should be all back. All 4 of us
should be all back, unless you've got something, Rick.
No, I'm good. I'm actually hopefully weather pending. Every year there's an air show. At the beach.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to that with Caroline on Saturday. I'm very excited.
Oh, that's hype, actually.
Nice, dude. That's cool.
It's very cool. The Blue Angels are going to be there this year. For anyone that knows them. Yes.
I'm making a northbound run.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be at a wedding
Oh, nice.
that I know no one at. So.
Oh, is this Danielle? Are these
Yeah.
Danielle's friends?
Some of Danielle's friends from back home.
That's all right, dude. I got one coming up too.
Yeah. We can swap notes.
This is what you do at the wedding when you don't know anyone. You dance like you don't care.
Like
no
no
one
one's
knows
watching.
you. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mike, I hope for your sake it's an open bar. You can get all liquored up.
Oh, all liquored up. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Put a comment down below. Tell us what second round is surprising you most. Is it Carolina looking kind of shaky versus the Rangers? Is it St. Louis looking a little bit stronger against the Avs than you thought? Is it the Lightning just demolishing the
manhandle?
Panthers?
Yeah, that's a better word.
Manhandling or woman handling. Gotta stay equal here, gentlemen. Let us know down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we will see you next week with Benny back in tow.
Yes.
Booyah.
Booyah.